Well, hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. It has been a while, like a few months, and I had just been dealing with crap. I've been dealing with life, I've been dealing with work, I've been dealing with family stuff. It has been a busy, busy time for me the last few months. And I decided I just need a little break from the whole YouTube thing. I have still been putting out episodes of that Midgard show, my friend Clayton, which is a podcast that covers lore for Cobalt Press's Midgard world. So we've been doing that as often as possible. We were hoping to kind of have a once a week cadence on that, but we both are busy. He was moving, I had Gen Con, and then some work trips and family trips, and it has just been a very, very, very busy time. And the channel, I guess, well, to get into, I guess, the first topic of the night is what's been going on. And really what kind of happened is because of all of the things that I have been doing, I felt like the channel was kind of suffering. The channel was started to become kind of a chore. Creating content, making videos, editing those videos, creating the thumbnails, posting them, putting them out on socials, all this stuff was consuming a lot of my time, and I was struggling to keep up with it, and I felt like the quality of my content might just start lacking because of it. So I just decided to step back, regroup, take a break, and try to come back at it. And I wanted to do that for a while, but I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. And I was talking with my friend Jonathan G. Nelson at AAW Games about some of it, and he suggested, why not just start doing lives and then just posting those, and don't worry about all the editing and stuff. I was like, man, that's a good idea. Nerd Immersion does that. Sly Flourish does that. Both those guys, very successful channels. They put out great content. And I just kind of like the idea. I like just talking. I like talking to everybody. I don't like to script my videos, which maybe is a bad thing, maybe is a good thing. But I do have outlines and stuff like that of things I want to talk about. So I thought I'd give this format a try. I still want to cover third-party content. I still want to review books and other products to help enhance not only your D&D games, but other TTRPG products. But I want to do a few other things too. And I figured that doing these live formats would be a good way. Plus, I can interact with people, if they happen to be on. Obviously, this is, most of you are probably watching this pre-recorded, on YouTube when you happen to notice it was up or whatever. And that's fine too. I wanted to appeal to both. But I do like the lives. I was doing them for a while earlier this year, and I did really enjoy doing them. So I thought I would kind of maybe come back to this format, try to do it once to twice a week, and just see what works out and when people are on and things like that. Currently, I am on West Coast time, so I know that makes it a little harder for some of the East Coast people. By the time I'm done with work and I have dinner and I get my family stuff sorted out, it's 7:30 at night on Tuesday night here right now. So I hope to try to maybe get in a little earlier, closer, maybe like 6 o'clock my time. And since I live in Arizona, I do spend half the year on mountain time, which will make it a little easier. So anyhow, this is what I'm trying to do is just kind of come back in this format and just kind of share some cool stuff with you. Sorry if you hear my dogs barking. One of the joys of being live as opposed to pre-recording videos. So that's the plan moving forward is let's try this live thing out. I'm hoping that some of you will start joining me. I will try to maybe come up with a more regular schedule. That way when I'm going live and you can come on and you can join and we can do some cool stuff. If there's any breaking news in the industry, if I'm able to hop on and do a live that day, even though it's not part of my regular schedule, I'll attempt to do that. But I do have a lot of pokers in the fire, as they say. I have my day job and my family. My wife is currently injured. She was at the gym and she hurt her leg. She tore her calf muscle, so she's in one of those boot things right now. Her mobility is extremely limited, and I've just been pitching it a lot more around the house, doing chores and cooking and cleaning and all the things. So again, a lot going on. Aside from that, if many of you might know that I am big into Foundry VTT development. I create modules for Foundry for third-party publishers like AAW Games and Cobalt Press. So I'm working on a few of those projects currently, and that takes some time as well. So again, I want to bring you guys some fun, good content and reviews, and answer your questions and get into some cool stuff with you all. But my bandwidth is somewhat narrow at the moment, and maybe over time, if the channel grows and things go well and things pick up for me, maybe I can quit that day job and focus on you guys full time. That would be the dream, right? But it doesn't really matter, because I'm doing this because I like doing it. It's fun. I just like talking about D&D. Unfortunately, I haven't been playing a ton of D&D lately. My main group, we've just been having trouble getting together. But I am in a couple games that I play once, twice a month at Buddy's house. He runs them. And I have run a couple one-shots here and there. And I'm actually running a game for a group of people from Gen Con. When I go to Gen Con, we'll talk more about Gen Con here in a minute. But when I go to Gen Con, I'm usually at the AAW Games booth, helping them run their show and run their games and things like that. And a couple guys that just, got at a table with a GM who, was a very good GM. A lot of people really enjoyed her games. This group just didn't vibe with that GM, and that happens. And I felt bad that they just didn't really have a great game, and I wanted to make it up to them. So I am running Chapter 1 of Rise of the Drow for them this weekend. So that should be a lot of fun. So they actually have a YouTube channel. Let me look at what that channel is, because I think they changed the name of their channel. It's a Magic the Gathering channel. I'll I'm going to link it in the description of this video. After I post it, I'll edit the description and I'll add their link, because it is a cool channel. It's a new channel. It's growing, and I like to send some people over to check them out. So if you're into Magic, and they are going to be doing some D&D, I think, and a few other things, so we're checking them out. So I'm running that game this weekend. But some cool stuff. Let's talk a little bit about Gen Con. So this was my third Gen Con. The first year was the first year right after COVID. It was a very small Gen Con, which I think might have been a good thing for my first Gen Con. But it was also, a lot of masks and social distancing, and it was a tough year for Gen Con. But I went with Cobalt Press, and I helped to oversee their organized gaming room, which was very small that year. This year and last year, I went with AAW Games, but I played some games with Cobalt Press, and I walked into their main gaming hall, and it was giant. I think they had like 50-something tables, where 2 years prior they had 12. Like, it was insane. They did such an amazing job on running games. I also got to play one of their premium games with their YouTube guy, Eric. He ran a Tales of the Valiant game for me, which was fantastic. It was an awesome game, an awesome experience. Really, really enjoyed it. And then afterwards, Cobalt Press actually gave me the Tales of the Valiant Alpha softcover book that they had printed up for their GMs. So super neat time there. Tales of the Valiant. So my first couple of play tests, of it were there. I had done a little bit of like light play testing at home, kind of making characters and trying some stuff out. But to actually sit down and play in a full-on adventure was so much fun. So the adventures there, I'm drawing a blank on the big one. But it was this cool adventure where you're on this ship in this like sea of magic stuff, and the ship is going to go down, and you stop at this citadel in this storm, and there's all this negative energy stuff happening, and Sea of Bones, I think it was called. Yeah, Sea of Bones. It was so cool. The other one I got to play in, which I was very excited for, was Beast of Dib. Beast of Dib. So if you're familiar with the Cobalt Press prepared books, which I've done reviews on in the past, check them out. This is their new one. It's their it's a hardcover. Here, let me grab it. It's on the shelf. There we go. So we've got, here's the Tales of the Valiant softcover, which was super cool. But here's the expanded collection of one-shot adventures. So, Beast of Dib, Dib and the Goblins. Sorry if you can't hear me. Dib and the Goblins now have stolen this giant machine and are terrorizing a small town. And I love Dib. He's like one of my favorite characters. In my new campaign with my main group, he was actually the first encounter, the experience we did. Wagon of Doom, Dib's Wagon of Doom, which I actually made. If you're familiar with the Wagon of Doom, I actually made my own Wagon of Doom here. So, Dib's a great character. I treat him kind of like a Skeletor character. He always gets away at the end, and he's like, "I'll get you next time." So Dib's a great character. So a lot of fun with Tales of the Valiant at Gen Con. I did recently run a Tales of the Valiant game for a bunch of friends. I wanted to play test, so they have what's it called? The Spore Lord one. So it is a small one-shot level 1 where this town kind of has this whole The Last of Us type virus going on where it's like a fungal zombie infection. So my group got to play in that. I had them all create Tales of the Valiant style characters, and we read that adventure, and it was awesome. What a success. Everybody really enjoyed it. These were all people who have played 5e before but never played Tales of the Valiant. And it was very easy for them to jump in and figure it out. They really, really enjoyed the luck system. So if you're not familiar with the luck system in Tales of the Valiant, it is a fail forward system. So anytime you fail on an attack roll or saving throw, you get a luck point, and you can use that luck point to add +1 to another attack roll or saving throw, or I think even an ability check. I'd allow it. Or you can use 3 to re-roll that roll, but you can't have more than 5. If you have 5 and you haven't used any and you gain another one, you roll a d4. Whenever you roll, that's now how many you have. So it very much encourages you to spend luck and use them. So very fun system. The luck almost kind of became a strategy thing. Do I hoard them? Do I use them? When they roll something, I'd be like, do you want to use a luck point? And they kind of think about it. I'd be like, are you sure? They're like, all right, I'll use them. Like, you failed anyway, sorry. So it's kind of fun as a GM to kind of mess with them a little bit too. So great time, great adventure. I might actually do a whole video on that adventure and that night that we did. In fact, technically we didn't finish it. We only got about a little more than halfway through before we had to stop. It was a little bit of a bigger table than I had originally planned because my daughter ended up playing and my wife ended up playing, and they weren't originally going to play. So I had, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. And I was looking for like 4. So I ended up with like 6 players. But it was definitely a good time. Dimbley was passed out. And Dimbley was passed out a ton. Exactly. So Dimbley. Dimbley was our one of our characters there, and got his butt handed to him. So it was my daughter's character. She ended up playing, and she got tired and went to bed early. But we will finish it. So I can hear her in her bedroom laughing right now. So anyways, Tales of the Valiant. If you guys haven't checked it out, if you've been don't pronounce the 2 E's. He's just wonky like that. Okay, I'm sorry. So if you haven't checked out Tales of the Valiant yet, I highly recommend you do. I've been watching 1D&D still. Some cool stuff for sure. But if I do a side-by-side comparison of Tales of the Valiant and 1D&D, I mean, they're both 5e with some changes. I just like the changes in Tales of the Valiant better. It feels smoother. It feels more natural. The Doom points they did on monsters is really nice. And I just liked it. I really do. So if you're kind of on the fence about Tales of the Valiant, go grab the alpha. Grab some of the playtest stuff. It's out there for you to use. And grab the Spore Lord Adventure. It's on there. I think it's for free. Download it and play it. Try it out. I mean, it really is a lot of fun. The character creation I definitely enjoyed a lot because they, rather than race, they have heritage and lineage. And basically, your lineage is kind of like your hereditary traits, things that you're born with, where or is it the other way around? One of them is your born traits, things you're born with. Like if you're an elf, you're born with dark vision, right? And you're born with certain, fey ancestry, but you're not born with elven weapon training. Maybe you were raised by humans, or maybe you were raised by dwarves. So that's where the other side comes in, and you can choose traits for the area you grew up in. So it's like learned stuff versus inherited stuff, and it makes the more unique, more diverse, more well-rounded characters, which I liked a lot. So a lot of fun and character creation with Tales of the Valiant. So I very, very much enjoyed it. Aside from the TOV stuff, I don't want to do it tonight. I want to do some dedicated videos. This was me more coming on to say, hey, I'm back, and this is what I've been up to, and things like that. But I finished up a Foundry project for AAW Games for their Roltmork box set, which is so good. It's so good, guys. Go to, if you haven't checked it out yet, check out Roltmork on aawgames.com. There is the physical books, there's the box set, or there's the virtual tabletop. Check them out. The box set, though, is super cool because it comes with a hardcover book. It comes with pawns. It comes with dice. It comes with handouts. It's everything you need in this box set to run it. It's really nice. You also get, I believe, free animated maps for if you are the type of person who lays a TV on the table at home and plays with a TV on the table, they actually have animated maps for you that you can download. So very, very, very cool. And we're going to do a whole, actually I have the box up on my shelf. We're going to do a whole video. I've kept it sealed because I want to do an unboxing for you live. I have, when I was at Gen Con, obviously I got to open plenty of boxes and go through them and all that stuff. But very, very, very fun, unique adventure and hard. If you're one of those GMs that likes Tome of Annihilation on meat grinder mode is your jam, this campaign, this adventure is your jam for sure. It's super hard. So we'll do a whole video on that very, very soon. AAW wants to do some giveaways with us too, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Because I'm going to be announcing some giveaways soon, and hopefully I'll talk with some of my other affiliates, or not, I don't want to use the word affiliates, but some of my other, publishers that I talk to and do reviews for. Maybe we'll get some giveaways from them as well. We are still kind of approaching that 2,000 subscriber mark, and I'd really like to do a big giveaway for that. So stay tuned for some of that. We are definitely going to have some giveaways in the very, very, very near future. I'd like to do quite a bit. We're also doing a lot of interviews. We're going to be interviewing some publishers, starting with AAW because they helped kind of inspire this comeback and this new format and this idea. So I'd like to do some stuff, fairly regularly with them. I'd like to have them on as often as we can, talk about some stuff, maybe play some games with them, maybe play some games with you guys. I was thinking about starting up a subscription on the channel if it goes well. And, maybe we can get a subscriber, choose a subscriber every month to play a game with us. That would be a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think. I'm kind of curious. Let me know, comment. Obviously, there's not many people on the live right now because this is very impromptu. It's late at night. I didn't really plan this. So wasn't expecting a big live audience tonight. But comment on the video. Let me know what you would like to see, us cover here on the channel. Would you like to do some, gaming events where we run some games, you invite some of our viewers on to play games with us, and some of my friends in the industry, Jonathan Nelson, Teal Graff, or, a few of the others that I know I'm sure would be happy to come on and do a game or do some fun stuff with us and play with some of their products. That's another big thing I want to do. I'm always sitting here holding up books and showing you guys pictures and talking about it. But I like to maybe have a little more fun with it and try to use it a little bit sometimes on the stream, especially if, we have a publisher here. If we want to create a character together or, maybe get Nord guys on here and we can, build some adventures with some of their decks or something like that. There's so much fun stuff that we can do. And I like to to make this a little bit more interactive with you guys. I think it'll be a lot more fun that way. And like I said, I like doing these lives. I like just let my personality hang out because I feel like when I am doing the recorded videos, it feels, I don't know. They haven't really been scripted, but they've just felt like I'm trying to hit a bunch of bullet points and get done quick, where I am much more of an outgoing kind of quirky guy, and I like to just shoot the shit and have fun and talk and all of that fun stuff. So comment below. Tell me what you guys want. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want to do. And I'll make some of that stuff happen as best that I can. So I want to wrap this up because, people don't watch videos that are too long. That's one thing I've learned about YouTube. I know Nerd Immersion, man, he puts like an hour video out and people just watch that thing. But I'm like, man, I'm over 10 minutes. You guys ain't watching. So let me know what you guys want to see. I'll get some stuff together. Let's start rocking some stuff out. Let's start having some fun. I will decide what product we are going to review first this week. Maybe Thursday night, I'll hop on for a little bit and we can do, maybe I really want to do that Roltmark unboxing. Maybe we'll do that this weekend, and then, or this Thursday, and then maybe next week I can do that video on the Cobalt Press Tales of the Valiant adventure. I definitely want to start getting more into Tales of the Valiant. I'm really excited about it coming out. So some great stuff ahead with that. And a few other new products that I've picked up recently. I got this this amazing campaign setting from this Italian publisher at Gen Con that I cannot wait to show you guys. It is so cool. It's a very grim horror type of setting and feel, and the art's amazing, and it's just so cool. So lots and lots. I haven't stopped buying books. I just stopped reviewing them. So I have a backlog of cool stuff to show you guys, and we're gonna get through all of it because what else are we gonna do, right? All right, guys. So that's it for today. Until next time, roll those